Wednesday evening Vinyasa class. Today we're focusing on balancing, as that is our focus for the month of February. I hope you enjoy our practice today and that you have an opportunity to come back to it repeatedly to help you deepen into your postures, explore your breath, and simply enjoy it. I invite you to come into an easy seat, whatever that is for you. And we'll take 3 breaths together to drop into here and now. You can have your eyes opened or closed. We will be inhaling and exhaling through our nose, tongue to the roof of your mouth, just behind your teeth. And we breathe in for 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, we fill our abdomen, our rib cage, perhaps coming up underneath the shoulder blades and all the way up into your crown. And exhale, imagine pushing that breath all the way down and out from crown to root or the base of your spine. And our final breath at your own pace. You may go deeper, you may not, whatever feels good for you today. Inhaling. And if your eyes were closed, you can gently blink them open. And we'll place our hands on our knees as we come into 7 rounds of seated cat-cow. Inhaling, rocking forward on your pelvis, chest open, looking up towards the ceiling. And exhaling, navel to spine, chin to chest. Inhale forward, thinking about our navel center. Exhale, maybe you get a nice stretch through your upper back here. Coming forward up to our solar plexus. Exhale. Inhale forward to heart center. Exhale. Inhale as we come up to our throat. Exhale, coming into cat. Inhale, third eye, center of brow. Exhale to cat. Final inhale here, bringing up to our crown. Exhale, cat. Inhale, we come back to center. Finding that even weight distribution between your 2 sit bones. On our next inhale, we grow tall through our crown. Drawing the navel in and up. Exhale, we forward fold at the hips, walking the hands out as far as is comfortable for you. Your head may be touching the floor. It may not. If it's not, you can simply allow your head to hang down. And relaxing those neck muscles. Breathing into your lower back. We'll be here for 2 more rounds of breath. If your forehead is on the floor, alternately, you can bring your hands into prayer pose at the back of your head. One more breath. Releasing the hands, popping up onto your fingertips in a tent-like fashion. Inhale, we come up halfway. Exhale, walking your hands over to your right side so that your chest is almost, the center of your chest is almost directly above your thigh. And exhale, coming down into a deeper fold here. Noticing whether or not your left sit bone is making contact with the mat. If it's not, see if you can press that left sit bone down into the mat. One more breath. Inhale, popping up halfway. Exhale, walking the hands back to center. Exhale, fold. One breath here. Inhale halfway up. Exhale, walking our hands over to the left side of the body, pressing through your right sit bone. Inhale, stretching out through your crown. Exhale, folding over your left thigh. Be here for 2 more breaths, and we can think about, while we're in our practice today, all the different ways that we can ground with our bodies. It doesn't have to be only with our feet. It can be through our hands, our sit bones, our knees, our head even, if we're in any sort of headstand pose. As you inhale, popping up onto your fingertips. Exhale, walking back to center. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, final forward fold here. Just 1 round of breath. On your next inhale, popping yourself back up and slowly walk yourself back up to center. Bringing our hands onto our knees. Sitting in neutral for 1 round of breath. Feeling how your sit bones are connecting to your mat, helping you to ground as you sit. Inhale, really raising your arms up above your head. Exhale, twisting to your right. Right hand comes behind your right hip. Left hand comes across right knee. Inhale, lengthen. Navel up and in. Exhale, twisting to look over your right shoulder. 2 more rounds of breath here. Bringing your attention to where your sit bones are holding your weight. Moving up your body. Noticing if your shoulders are relaxed. And if the crown of your head is stacked above the base of your spine. Inhaling, we raise our hands and come back to center. Exhale, coming to the left side. Left hand behind left hip. Right hand on the outside of your left thigh. Inhale, grow tall through your crown. Exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, twisting to look over your left shoulder. Is your chest open? Shoulders relaxed. 1 more breath. Inhale, raise your arms above your head as you come back to center. Exhale, hands to your knees. Coming into some more challenging core work here, you have some options. You may find that you want to use blocks here today. Placing your blocks in line with your hips so that when we come to this point in our practice, you can place your hands directly on top of the blocks. We're going to come into boat pose. Boat pose, we're kicking our feet up. You can have your legs bent like this. You can also have them extended. Whatever feels good today for you. Balancing on between your sit bone and the base of your spine. Navel drawn in, chest is open, spine is long. 1 more breath here. Exhale, slowly bringing your legs back into an easy seat, or for a little more challenge, maybe you come into a half lotus. Or if that's a little light for you, you come into full lotus. From here, we place our hands on the blocks. Inhale. Exhale, pushing through your hands, lifting your bum off of the mat and pulling your knees up towards your chest, looking up towards the ceiling. 1 more breath. And slowly release. From here, we're going to do this 3 more times. So a lot of heat building here. If you find that this portion of this flow is a little difficult, you can simply place your hands on your blocks or the mat beside you and just work on pressing down through the palms of your hands and drawing your navel in towards your spine and up into your rib cage. You're engaging your core when you do this, and it is excellent preparation for eventually being able to bring everything up. Coming back into boat pose. Finding that balance point on your bum. Drawing the navel to spine. Shoulders relaxed. Exhale, release into your easy seat, half lotus or full lotus. Hands in line with hips. Inhale. Exhale, pressing down, lifting bum, bringing knees up towards the chest, looking up at the ceiling. And exhale, release. Last time, we come into boat pose. Exhale, release into your easy seat, half lotus or full lotus. Pressing your hands into the mat in line with your hips. Inhale. Exhale, press and lift. Gripping the mat with your fingertips. Exhale, release. Coming directly into tabletop Vinyasa. Finding your stacked joints in tabletop. So your hands are in line with your shoulders. Your hips are in line with your knees. So your knees are hip width apart. You have your wrists, elbows, shoulders stacked. You can tuck your toes coming into cow, or you can leave the tops of your feet flat on the mat. If you tuck your toes, once we move into cat, release your feet. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. One more. Inhale, coming to neutral. Excuse me. On your next inhale, extending right arm, left leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. 3 more times. Last time. Extend on your inhale. Exhale, place your right hand in line with your shoulder. Bring your left leg in line with your right foot and press your sole of your foot on the mat. Coming into a supported side plank. From here, looking down, using your core, bring yourself all the way up. Left hand on right foot, sweeping your right hand up and over so that you can look up under your right arm. Notice if you're keeping your front body nice and open, are you feeling a nice stretch from your right knee all the way up through your pinky finger on your right hand? Notice I'm using my right foot as a bit of a kickstand here. One more inhale. Exhale, turn your hand to look at your left hand and cartwheel your hands back to the front of your mat. Coming into tabletop. Moving to the other side. Inhale, extend left arm and right leg. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, extend. Exhale, contract. 3 more times. Keeping that right foot awake, nicely flexed. 1 more time. Inhale, extend. Exhale, place your left hand in line with your left shoulder. Bring your right foot, sole of the foot on your mat, in line with your left foot, and your right arm is extending up towards the ceiling. Supported side plank on our left. 2 more breaths. Taking your left foot and kicking it out behind you, really driving that right sole into the mat. Inhale, engage your core, coming up, and bringing your right hand to your right shin. Left hand comes up towards the ceiling and over slightly so that you can look up under your left bicep. Shoulders relaxed. One more breath here. On your next exhale, turning to look down at your right hand. Inhale, coming all the way up, and exhale, cartwheel forward, and we come directly into a high plank. Driving through your heels. Slight pelvic tilt here. Engaging your core. We're going to come over onto our right side into a right side plank. Using your hips, pressing them up towards the ceiling. You can stay here. You can come up into another variation of side plank. A little shakiness is not a bad thing. And exhale, drop your left hand back to the mat, come into regular high plank. Now we come to the other side. Inhale, bringing your feet to the left side. High side plank. Pressing those hips up towards the ceiling, staying here. Alternately coming up with your right foot so that your toes are touching your left thigh, knee, or calf. Shoulders relaxed. Breathe. 1 more breath. Exhale, drop your right hand down. Come into plank again. Drop your knees. As you exhale, coming into child's pose. Taking a few moments here. We just started our sequence. However, we moved into asanas that increase our heart rate quickly. Balasana, or child's pose, is an opportunity for us to drop into our breath, regulate our heart rate, and come into a more even space in the body before we move on. Breathing together
We inhale through the nose for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more times here. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Inhale, filling the lower back. 3, 2, 1. Exhaling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, we come up into tabletop. Cross our shins at the midline. Scooch our way forward. Planting your feet flat on your mat. Straight back as you grip your knees. We're going to come back into boat pose as we move into some more core strengthening exercises. Inhale, kicking onto that space between your tailbone and your sit bones. Again, you can have your knees bent like this, or you can have them straightened out. Whatever feels good for you today. Try to kick your shoulders back. Draw and navel the spine. Inhale. Exhale, lower halfway. Breath of fire. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up to boat. Try to keep your knees closer together so that there's more of a straight line between your feet and your knees and your hips, no bowing. And exhale slowly all the way down. Taking a breath here. Bringing our feet, soles of our feet onto the mat. Making any adjustments here to ensure proper alignment with your back. We're going to do essentially a reclined eagle pose. We're going to do a standing eagle pose later, so this is a good preparatory exercise. This combines that standing eagle pose with some core workout. So essentially eagle pose sit-ups. It's challenging and dynamic in the way that you move for this. So we're going to bring our legs up, 90-degree angle like we're sitting on a chair. We're going to cross our right leg over. You may be just here. If you have a little more reach, you can bring that right foot around your left shin. This is exactly what eagle pose looks like when we're standing up. We're going to bring our hands. Our left arm comes on top of our right, and our arms wrap around each other. If this is not accessible, you can have your hands back to back here. Coming into a round of 10 sit-ups, imagine you're creating a horseshoe shape as you come into the sit-ups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Slowly unwind your arms. Unwind, if it was wound, your foot. And then we're going to bring our knees over to the left, coming into a bit of a twist here. Hands behind your head. We're going to do 10 side sit-ups here, and when we come up, we're going to angle slightly to the right. 4, 5, 6. Try to keep your chin away from your chest. 8, 9, 10. Holding up here. We're going to pulse If you want a little more challenge, you can release your right hand, palm to the floor, extending straight out from your shoulder socket. 8, 9, 10, and hold. Breathing into this. This particular set of sit-ups allows us to access parts of the side body that we don't generally go to or have opportunity to strengthen when we're exercising. Exhale, release. Inhale, using your core, bring those knees back up to center. Unwind. And switching. So left leg comes over right. And you may be here. You may have a little more space to bring that left foot all the way under your right shin. Bringing your right arm on top this time. Twisting those arms all the way around each other. We come into 10 sets of sit-ups here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Unwind your arms. Perhaps you unwind your foot if it was wound. And slowly bringing your knees over to the right side. You may find you want to adjust your shoulders here. Bringing your hands behind your head. 10 side sit-ups. Slightly over to the left to access our lateral muscle bands right in here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we pulse. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold for 3 breaths. See if you can keep that left shoulder blade up off of the floor or your mat. One more inhale. Exhale, release. Engaging those tummy muscles, bring those knees back to center and unwind. Stretching the legs all the way out. You can choose to keep your hands out to the side in a T formation. You may want to do a football formation or a cactus formation here. That can sometimes provide some extra stability. We're going to move into the portion of our class today where we start to work on some of the standing balances, but in a reclined position, so that we can access the flexion and the extension without also having to worry about staying on our feet. And this will help us as we move into the standing balances later on in tonight's class. So if your hands are out, if your arms are out in the T formation, palms facing down on the floor. On your inhale, you're going to raise your right leg up so that the sole of your foot, imagine it's pushing away the ceiling or the sky. Two more breaths here. On your next inhale, drawing that leg out to the right as far as you can go without allowing your foot to touch the floor. We'll be here for 3 more breaths, keeping your feet awake. Noticing where your body is making contact with the mat. Is your left hip peeling up a little bit? If so, you can take your left hand and press that hip down slightly. Or you can bring your right leg up a little bit more in order to allow you to keep that right hip sealed to the mat. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, coming into a twist here, we bring our leg over to the left, attempting to maintain contact between your right shoulder and your mat. You can look at the ceiling here, or alternately you can look over your right shoulder. This particular pose is a nice reclined twist. However, it is also active as you're engaging your core muscles and your leg muscles to maintain your position. Inhale back to center. Exhale, slowly release your right leg down. One breath here. Inhale, lift left leg up. 2 more breaths here. Again, noticing what parts of your body are being supported by your mat. In other words, where is your body touching your mat? These are all points of grounding, points of providing stability for your body as you move through this sequence of poses. On your next exhale, dropping your leg out to the left. Noticing whether your breath is hitching. If it is, I encourage you to back out of the pose slightly, just so that you can find that sweet spot where you have movement and breath together. When we work in that sweet spot, it extends and it deepens. We're able to go further with our movement and maintain that connection to our breath, which is really one of the things that we're attempting to do when we practice asana. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale over to the right. Again, noticing if your left shoulder or shoulder blade is peeling up off your mat at all. Can you adjust if it is, so that you can bring it back down? Maybe that means that your left leg doesn't come over as much. You may also notice you're not only activating through your side body on the left here, but you're also getting a nice stretch. Inhale back to center. Exhale, release. We're going to repeat this with some add-ons. You can continue with what we just did if that is most comfortable for you. You can also follow along as we raise our right leg again. We're going to bring our left hand up to clasp our right toe. Having a slight bend in the knee here is absolutely okay. Working into extension on our right leg here. So we have extension through the back of our leg, and we have flexion with our hip flexors. And release your left hand to the floor. Bring your right hand up to grasp your toe. And we're going to bring that right leg out to the side like we did before. We just have a grasp on our large toe now. If this is a bit too challenging for you tonight, simply do this movement without the grasp of the toe. So your arms will remain with your palms down on the floor. And you're simply focusing on bringing that right leg over and building up strength, your hips, your core. On your next inhale, bringing your right leg back to center. Switching hands again. Exhale, bring that right leg all the way over to the left. Absolutely okay here to have that left foot down on the floor. If you're grasping. And feel free to look over your right shoulder here as well. We're not doing this particular standing balance today, but we do it in class. So this is a great way to allow your body or help your body to open up to this particular pose. Again, without having to worry about the balance aspect of it. Release your toe, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, bring your leg as close to your body as you can. Inhale, release your leg down. Take a moment here and just notice what you notice. Things probably feel different on your right side than they do on your left. Maybe not, that's all right. Just noticing what we notice about our bodies. Inhale, lifting left leg up. Exhale, bringing your right hand up to grasp your left toe. And again, if this is a little much for you here, some variations on this, you can simply bring your right hand behind your left calf, your left thigh. All of these are good. Life can throw us curveballs on a regular basis. So things, releasing your right hand if you were grasping, bringing your left hand up to grasp your left toe, and dropping that leg out to the left. So life has a tendency to throw us curveballs. One of the best ways that we can manage those things in almost any aspect of our lives is to provide grounding, support, and stability for ourselves. And while it may be difficult to create that space for yourself on an emotional or mental level, it can sometimes be much easier to create that space for yourself on a physical level. Inhale, come back to center. Switching hands on your toe grasp. Exhale, coming over to the right side, bringing that foot all the way down to the floor. Come over your left shoulder. So coming to our asana practice on a regular basis is just one way that we can provide some physical grounding for ourselves. One of the best ways to move our thoughts and our emotions through ourselves is by physical activity, physical movement. So it may not be yoga for you, maybe something else. But finding those things that help you to feel grounded in yourself and in your life. Releasing your left toe and coming back to center. Exhale, drawing that leg in towards you a little further, and on your inhale, releasing your leg all the way down. Taking a breath here. Bringing your hands down beside you, palms down on the mat. We're going to lift our legs up and over and rock back and forth. Come up to sitting. As many times as you would like here. Coming to a nice, easy seat briefly. Coming onto our hands into a crouch, elbows up into our armpits and into a standing fold. You can
choose to have your knees very bent here, bringing attention to drawing your ribs to your thighs, relaxing your shoulders, letting your head go. If this feels comfortable, you can play with challenging yourself, straightening your knees out while maintaining contact between your rib cage and your thighs. Bringing your hands to grasp opposite elbows as an option also. And this will just provide a little extra traction in your spine. A little extra length. One more breath. Exhaling, release your arms and vertebrae by vertebrae. Slowly roll yourself all the way up to standing. Your shoulders, followed by your head, should be the last things to unfurl. And breathe. From here, we will bring, excuse me, our feet together. So the balls of our feet and our toes, our big toes are touching, and your heels are about an inch apart. Grounding through the base knuckle of your big toe, the base knuckle of your pinky toe, and the 2 points on your heels. Shooting your inner thighs out behind you. Very tiny micro bend in your knees so we're not locking out our joints. Pelvis is in neutral. Navel center is drawn up and in slightly. Shoulders relaxed. Crown lifted, naturally bringing the chin in slightly as well. Coming into our first standing balance, which mirrors what we were doing on the floor. Shifting your weight to your left leg, bring your left hand to your hip, drawing your right leg up and grasping your right toe with your right hand. Pointer finger, middle finger underneath the toe, thumb pressing into your toenail. You can stay here. If it is challenging to be balanced here, go find a wall and have your left hand against the wall to provide that extra little kickstand so that you can focus on your alignment and your balance without worrying about falling down. You can stay here. You can extend. See if you can kick your leg and your arm back into their respective sockets. Oh my God. And don't take yourself too seriously if you can't keep your balance. Because some days you can, and some days you can't. If this is a little challenging and you want more, you can extend your left arm up. One more breath. And exhale, slowly release. Switching our weight to the right side. Bending the knees slightly. Lifting the left knee up. Grasping your left toe. You can stay here. You can extend your left leg. You can keep your right hand on your hip. Alternately, you can also extend your right hand up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. One more breath. And release. One little vinyasa to get some movement in and give our feet a break. Inhale, extending up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, step or lightly hop back to plank.
Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, press your hips up and back. Exhale, look forward, come up onto the balls of your feet and lightly step or hop your way up to the front. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Hands to heart, exhale. Coming into our second balance for this evening. You can stay at the top of your mat. There are 2 variations that I'll show you here, so you choose what's right for you today. We're going to do a standing eagle balance. You can have your hands on your hips or hanging at your side, whatever feels good for you. So our eagle pose prep, we're going to shift our weight, bend our knees, shift our weight into the left foot. Bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. We're going to do eagle pose arms like we did when we were lying down, those sit-ups. So your right arm comes over your left. And settling down, you go as low as is comfortable for you. You can be here. If that's too much, you can have your hands at your heart center in prayer pose. If you are looking to do a full eagle pose, we shift our weight again into the left side. We're going to take our right leg and wrap it all the way around our left leg. Find a point to focus on. You can see I'm fairly deeply bent here. And I'm gonna bring my left arm over my right, dropping your shoulders. Lift your elbows slightly, pressing your palms away from you. Abdomen is engaged. One more breath. Inhale, slowly open, and release hands to heart. Switching sides, bringing your weight into the right foot, bending your knees slightly. Coming into eagle pose prep, we bring our left ankle over our right knee. You'll notice my left foot is quite awake and flexed, and sit as low as is comfortable while keeping yourself fairly upright. Alternate variation, full eagle pose here. Weight shifts into the right. We wrap that left leg all the way around. If you can't, that's okay. You can just have that left foot on the outside of your right calf. This time, our left arm comes on top, shoulders drop away, elbows lift, hands press away from the body. Finding that focus point, or your drishti. And one more breath. Inhale, coming all the way up. And hands to heart, exhale. Standing balances are always an excellent opportunity not to take ourselves too seriously. We all get unbalanced, we all fall down, and it's all okay. Taking a breath here before we move into a quick Surya Namaskar. We inhale, hands above the head. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold and step back with your left leg. Drop your knee, release your left foot. Inhale, coming into Anjanaya Asana. One breath here. Exhale, reverse the arms, plant your hands, come into half splits. Drawing that right hip back, right thigh back into your hip socket. Chest forward. Exhale, plant your hands, come back into high plank. Inhale. Exhale, yogi push-up, slowly lower. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, down dog. One breath here. Inhaling, press your hips up and back. Exhale, step through with the left leg. Plant your left foot. Drop your right knee, release your right foot. Inhale, Anjaneyasana. Pulling that left thigh back into the left hip socket, pressing your right hip forward. We scissor square with our pelvis. Exhale, reverse your hands and plant them in line with your front foot, coming into half splits. Shoulders relaxed. One more breath. Inhale, planting your hands. Step back into plank. Exhale, drop your knees. Crossing shins at the midline. Come to sit on your bum. Stretching your legs out in front of you. Maybe you want to give them a little jiggle. Bringing your right foot to your inseam of your left thigh. Inhale, we raise our arms, draw the navel in and up. Exhale, forward fold. Reaching for your extended foot. Your hands may be on the floor. They may be on your shin. They may be just grazing your toes. They may be wrapped around your foot. Doesn't really matter. Can you maintain that deep breath? Connection with breath and movement. Inhale, we grow long through the crown. Exhale, we relax deeper into this forward fold. One more breath. Releasing your hands if they were clasped. Inhale, coming back up. Exhale, we plant our right foot on the mat, drawing our right knee in towards the chest. You'll notice there's a little space here between my foot and my thigh. That's what we're looking for. And we're gonna wrap our left arm around our right leg, coming into a twist here, looking to your right side. You may find that you need to pull parts of your abdomen or your chest past here. It's really tight in here. Inhale, we extend our right arm. Exhale, we plant the arm behind us and come into another seated twist. Similar to the one that we started our class with tonight. Growing tall through the crown. Is your crown stacked above your root or the base of your spine? Are your shoulders relaxed? Inhale, coming back to center. Just reach over to the left side for a minor counter movement. And releasing the right leg out. Bringing the left leg in, sole of the foot comes to the inseam of the right leg. Pulling the flesh of your right buttocks out. Inhale, we lift our arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Remember, come into wherever it feels right for you. Finding that place where you can access your breath comfortably. And also where you can feel that you're pushing the edges of your comfort level in the depth of your pose. I've heard a number of people say this in the yoga world, and I think it's awesome. One of the practices of yoga is to learn how to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. The easiest place to do that is in the physical body. It's hard to do that with our feelings. It can be difficult to do that with our thoughts. We tend to be averse to things that make us feel uncomfortable. But there's value in leaning into that discomfort sometimes. And there's value in knowing how to handle yourself as you lean into that discomfort. On your next inhale, release your hands if they were bound and come back up to center. Placing your left foot sole on the mat or the floor, clasping your hands around your left knee to bring that knee into the chest. Wrap your right arm around your left knee. Inhale, extend your left arm, placing it on the floor behind you. Inhale, grow tall through your crown. Exhale, twist to look over your left shoulder. Perhaps you're driving your navel into your spine here. Awesome. Are your shoulders relaxed? Have you stacked your crown above the base of your spine? One more breath. Release on the exhale, coming over to the right side for a moment. Inhale, both arms extend, both legs extend. Exhaling, drawing your navel to spine as we move into our final seated position, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Again, it matters not how deep we get here. Can you access your breath?